Notification volume 0%.
Cream. I was just doing a video. Good afternoon and welcome to More Than Meets the Eye. I am your host, Blind Prime, and Cream, such a silly cat. And I'm here today to talk to you with More Than Meets the Eye. Cream. About... It was... Cream. Thank you. You were in the way. And I'm here to talk to you today about the grapple mold from Earthrise, and it's two variations that I have. I don't know. Darn. And, well, here's the Inferno variation. You know, he's a bit of a different kind of mold, slightly. And here's Grapple. And I have Grapple in his vehicle, in his and Inferno in his robot mode, to kind of showcase the mold. Because it's actually one of the better ones from Earthrise, and it doesn't get as much love as I believe it should. Like, there were grapples everywhere. Honestly, I should have picked up a few extra. So, let's talk about the grapple first. Now, Grapple in his vehicle mode is a unique Earthrise because he has quite a few siege ports in vehicle mode. Now, you see he's got this hook that fits onto a siege port at his crane top. Cream, don't steal another gun. Yeah. Oh, get out of the way of the camera. Yeah. There's a camera going on. No, don't. It's... Anyway, he's got a one of those action ports that Earthrise had in his little hooks to allow you to connect the Micromaster base pieces together. As you can see, I have a piece of Optimus Prime's trailer in the grapple hook at the moment. And on his hook arm, he's actually got a little slot right there, and that's supposed to fit his little nozzle that goes into the hand. As you can see on the other side, or if you can't, I have Inferno currently with Grapple's gun, his gun, and Grapple's hose attachment and his hose attachment. And Cream, if you chew on my blast effects, please don't chew on my blast effects. And Grapple here also happens to have a siege port on each side of the main assembly right below the crane arm. And there are a couple more, I think. That's 2, and then that's 3, and actually, maybe I was wrong. No, there it is. 4 and 5 at the wheels. So 5 siege ports in vehicle mode. And what I really appreciate about Grapple here, unlike the set that off to the side. Unlike the crane truck from Combiner Wars as part of Devastator, this guy's boon, which is what the crane arm is called, moves all over the place. Look, you can go a full 360. I don't want to do it completely because I don't want to knock Inferno over. And it can also extend and contract. Look at that. You make it smaller or you make it longer. Cream. Stay. Yeah. I heard you going after that Cobra Commando again. Which I have to say is really, really nice. I really wish they had done that with the crane arm from Devastator. It would have made things a hell of a lot easier and also made it look a lot better. I do like the Combiner Wars Devastator, but it's not what I was really, really hoping it would be. Maybe they'll do another one down the road. For comparison to Grapple here in his amazing crane truck mode, I have Hoist, his friend. Hey! You knocked him over. I have Hoist. Hoist is the record truck that happens to kind of befriend Grapple. Do you notice, like, they're the right sizes as I can remember it from the show? I always remember Grapple being longer than Hoist. When it comes to comparing their widths, they're the same. You know, the 8 stud wide width, where apparently Hasbro communicated with Lego and everybody just went 8 studs wide on their vehicles. So, that's Grapple. He is a fun vehicle that If I have any gripes for the Grapple Molds vehicle, it is that there's these two nubbin things on the sides, like cut out wheels or something. They just have a wheel shaped feel to them. If those had actually been fold down uh, stabilizers, I think that would have made this mold really, really pop. So for the most part, though, it is a very posable vehicle that I happen to enjoy quite nicely. And like I said, siege ports. This one's got 5. That's pretty amazing for an Earthrise vehicle. Okay, now let's talk about his... Hey, don't bite me. We'll talk about... Yeah. Love you too, little guy. His robot mode, which is currently being shown off by Inferno here. We'll just remove that last blast effect, slide it over there, get that one gone too, so I don't knock him off. Now, Inferno, mainly the biggest difference is that he's got these two little wings right here on either side of his head, and that's honestly the biggest difference next to the crane boom being turned into some sort of water spout. And a very neat thing that you can do with this crane boom or water spout in the grapple mode is you can stick it over their head, so they can get like in grapple, he can actually, when he's standing, it can, you extend it out, and he can hold things from his crane boom right above his head, which is a cool play feature I enjoy. And Inferno here, just since he's a fire truck, sadly this thing doesn't really rotate with him because of the way I have it set up. But and his little winglets on the sides and these extra guns, but he can still rotate his core at his waist rotation, which he's got a full waist rotation. He also has single jointed elbows and hands that spin into the forearms, so they do not don't play with the guns, so they don't really lock into place. Like, you can't rotate them for sword players. No, you can't rotate them for sword play. But he does have 2 siege ports on either side of his head. He doesn't have any rectangular siege ports. And on his arms, he has no siege port at the the lower arm, the wrist area, but he does have a siege port at the shoulder. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because his hands become siege ports, and they're siege ports, so it doesn't matter what configuration. So that's 6 siege ports just on this guy. 9 if you count this top. Actually, no, they took that out of him. Grapple had a little hook that rotates, and Inferno does not have that hook. And I just dropped that thing. That's a small one. Cream will eat that. Cream, what are you doing now? Don't you knock over my light fixture. I will be very upset if you try. No, how about you not? Also, he's got a nice bend to his knee. It isn't a double jointed knee, but it's pretty good. Cream, don't you play with anything. No. No, Cream. His foot doesn't rotate, but it does have a nice side-to-side thing, and then it can move a little bit up and down. That allows him to get into some better stances. Also, you can get him in a kind of an action stance. If you just twist it just so. But also, it's a very wide foot and a long foot, which ensures stability on other things. We give him the 1 foot test. We just, boom, look at that. Not much work at all to put him into standing on 1 foot. He's a Cream. What are you doing now? You just getting more comfortable? Okay. Molding wise, for the robot figure, the robot mode is pretty nice. Oh, I forgot about the siege ports right at his areas there. So we had 8 on top, and then 4 on the bottom, equaling 12. He does not have a siege port on his back. You know, one of the rare figures that doesn't have a siege port backpack style. He also came with these little hoses that you can plug into his lower leg siege ports, and they'll just stay there through the transformation. And this is his friend Red Alert, as Cream is letting me know about. I put Red Alert here for the comparison. As you can see, there's a nice comparison between Red Alert and him. Red Alert is just a little shorter than Grapple in the show, and I really appreciate how the War for Cybertron line really tried to stick with its scaling. I do hear that there were a couple of flops with it, but for the most part, War for Cybertron stuck with a good scaling method. And there were hiccups, like with Bumblebee and Cliffjumper, but for the most part, pretty awesome. Pretty awesome indeed. And yeah, now, Cream, I think you're actually on my remote control to shut my camera off. Yeah, it's somewhere around you. Oh no. What happened to my remote? Cream. Come here. Come here, Cream. I need you. Don't claw my elbow. Yeah. Hi. Now, where's that doohickey? Where is that doohickey? Doohickey. Oh, nuts. That is like my only way to shut off my camera. Ah! He kicked it under it. Well, thank you for watching More Than Meets the Eye. I am your host, Blind Prime, and I hope you've enjoyed this kind of comparison between the grapple modes, alternate mode, and robot mode. The grapple is a fun thing to transform. It's got plenty of pizzazz. It's a fun transformation. It's a fun vehicle. It's a fun robot. The only thing that the grapple mode, which they fixed in the Inferno, the grapple had a problem with its feet and their connection to the crane boom. And mainly what that was is that the two pegs that connect the feet to the crane boom, because the crane boom has two pegs underneath it, were too long, just by a bit. But it caused the major suction, which when trying to unplug this guy, like I can just do right here, it would actually cause the peg to break. So if you get the grapple mode, what you want to do is get a piece of sandpaper and then sandpaper down the bottom of your pin here a little bit. And after that, you want to take some sandpaper to the inner side because you don't want it to look nasty. So you take it to the inner side and you sand it down a bit to allow like a little air pocket to form in there. Give it a breathing room so when you try to pull it out, the air can actually get underneath it and not cause a suction. But other than that, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Sorry for the interruptions. Sometimes Cream is very attentive. But until next time. Oh, before I forget, subscribe and share.